First of all, I would like to thank the organizers of this event to give me this opportunity to present my work over here. I will be speaking on e-surveillance for vector-borne diseases, and myself, Aruna Srivastava, Dr. Nagpal is sitting in the third row, the first seat, and we are from National Institute of Malaria Research. I will be mainly focusing on application of GIS for vector-borne diseases, and I am happy to share this information that we are the first to use GIS in health in India. And we started work in 1992 and initiated several research projects. And during this period, we have completed several research projects, and each project had some specific objectives. But ultimate objective of any research project is that it should be used for national program, and that we could achieve in 2007 when National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program, which is responsible for control of vector-borne diseases in India, they recognized the potential of GIS and believed in our work, and said they asked for GIS support to them, and so I think we achieved the goal. I'll share some of the studies. So this is this was the first study, and it was a huge project, and where we mapped distribution of all Indian anaphylaxis in India using GIS technology and using these 5 ecological parameters. Each mosquito species has some specific niche where it wants to establish its population, which is most favorable for their survival and longevity. So that was found out through GIS. So the parameters were altitude, forest, soil type, temperature and rainfall. And this is an example of distribution of A. minimus, which is a very efficient malaria vector in the northeastern area. The blue and red color shows the areas which are favorable for distribution of minimus. You see, on the left side, this is below the Almoda is Banbasa, where the species has reported to have disappeared after 1950. But GIS reported a favorable area. The pinkish color area is favorable area. GIS predicted that these are the areas favorable for the missed species. And Dr. Nagpal and his team visited there in different seasons and throughout the year, and they could find minimus in larval or pupa or egg stages. Then in the northeast area, a 900-kilometer area was surveyed for validation, and you see the red dot. This is Dhubri, a district in Assam, where they used to report that malaria is very high, but there is no species, vector species. But GIS predicted a small pocket favorable for minimus, and Dr. Nagpal and his team visited, and they stayed only for 1 day, and they could collect minimus from there. So GIS pinpoints the area where the species is likely to be found. You see, this is Jalpaiguri, where survey was conducted and a species was reported earlier also. This is Dhubri, where first time report was through GIS. Kamrup, again the species was reported earlier also, and GIS also predicted. Banbasa, after 1950, reappearance of the species was predicted by GIS. So you see, these are different, geographically different places, but ecological conditions looks to be similar. The species is found in forest fringe areas, which is seen in all the 4 places. Then this is second project. Some of the important projects I am just sharing. I told you that GIS support was given to National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. On their request, we first prioritized the districts in 11 high-risk area states. Then village-wide prioritization was done, and you see in the bottom right corner there's a map of Nagaon. The red color villages shown in red color are priority 1 areas. Villages were prioritized depending upon certain conditions laid down by National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program, and the situation-specific control program was initiated for whole of the country. and information was sent through email and like that. Then dengue monitoring was also done through GIS, and you see, just give me a minute. Excuse me, I'll just. Can I fix it? No, necessary. Only okay. Bring it back. I will come. You see, these are the places where Aedes mosquitoes were breeding in containers, and if you blow up on the GIS platform, you can tell how many tires were breeding for Aedes mosquitoes, how many were positive for overhead tanks, mud pots, and I mean you can specifically pinpoint the areas, problem areas, and relate it to the disease. This shows the density of dengue cases in Delhi. So very easily it can be correlated with the breeding of vector mosquitoes. Then mapping of Kala-Azar cases for Bihar was also done, and you see how it is in 2002 to 2006, how the Kala-Azar has spread over the districts and villages. And during this study we found out that there are some villages which are having, shown by blue color, which were having health facilities, and a buffer zone of 3 to 2 kilometers were created, assuming that the patient can move 2 kilometers because there is no conveyance facility. And so there are some areas where no health facility is there. We suggested that some health facility should be established there. Then this work was done for Dindigul, which is a district in Tamil Nadu. A street-wise map was generated, ward-wise and street-wise, and information about 30 parameters was attached to the map. The functionalities of the map were that you can, as soon as you click on the street or the ward-wise information is available, and you can blow up the ward. From ward you can go to the street, from the street you can go to the houses, and house-wise and person-wise information can be attached. And as soon as you update the information, revised maps are ready. And like blue color shows the annual parasite incidence, that number of cases per 1,000 population per year is less than 2. Next year when it was updated, it was more than 5 and shown in red color. You can overlay the breeding sites over that, and for each street you know what is the problem site and what control activities could be taken. This surveillance system was implemented on 19th November 1999, which was the World GIS Day, and health officers from district and state level headquarters, state health headquarters in Tamil Nadu were trained for its proper utilization. A website was created and for fast dissemination of information so that the lowest level where the computers are available is district. So the data could be entered at district and it is instantly received at state and the center. This is another study where vaccine site selection was there, and this team was created on GIS platform. Each block represents some house, hospital, or schools, or petrol pump, whatever. As soon as you click on the block, it will tell you the information regarding that. And GIS has got a strong query builder, So on there's an insert down, and the query was given that show us the houses which have malaria cases. So red color houses are the houses where malaria cases are there. So instantly policymaker knows that which are the areas which have more problems. Then dots represents the number of persons in each house, and as soon as you click on the house-wise information, who's the headman, how many members are there, tribe, religion, permanent houses or not house, or not income, how much income, how many positive cases, and if you click on the person dot, it tells you about the name of the person, tribe, region, age, gender, marital status, education, occupation, and all the episodes, disease episodes. Like this particular girl, Lakshmi Jara, had 4 malaria episodes, and the dates are given, whatever drugs are given at that time, that can be registered. Then, this is very prestigious project we are doing on health impact assessment of Narmada Basin dams and resettlement and rehabilitation colony in Madhya Pradesh. Dr. Lakwal is the PI, and we have to cover all the 30 dams and see the health impact assessment of the construction of the dams. So these are the different activities. We go to the site and identify the problem, and then we convey it to the concerned authorities. Then we collect mosquito density, collect slides, examine them and give them treatment. Health education is done and source reduction through the community participation. So this is an appreciation to the work by NIMR. They created Jhanki on 26th January this year in Bhopal. And what we want to do, now for this study we want to create a real-time data generation, and this is just our plan, and anybody from here can give us some solution, that we want to collect data from the field and enter it, and instantly it is entered into a PDA, then so that it is transferred to computer and mitigating measures can be given to concerned authorities so that action can be taken, and again the revised maps are, revised information is added. So advantage here is instant retrieval of information, dynamic maps pinpoints the area requiring immediate attention, web hosting eliminates the need of traditional flow of information, and universal accessibility of information. And one more important thing, once the infrastructure is ready for, like Delhi we have prepared for dengue, we can put any other disease. We have to just replace the data of the disease, otherwise basic information remains the same. There are some more work that can be done through this. So I think time doesn't permit me. This is the entire team of at our institute for GIS work and field work. Thanks.